A well-known broadcaster considering a run for the U.S. Senate. An Orange Beach custody battle leads to Mexico. And the city of Mobile considering increasing the tax on vape products. It's all coming up on News 5 Now.
Brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers. Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
And I'm Peter Albrecht. This is News 5 Now. We're going to get you caught up on some of the big stories of the day and also get your input in our question of the day and our poll of the day. So here we go with the big story, starting with number 5. 2 people face charges for allegedly taking pictures of a naked child. 22-year-old Brody Parker, 32-year-old Shannon Havens, arrested in George County, Mississippi after deputies say they received an anonymous tip. Parker faces a voyeurism charge. Havens is charged with being an accessory after the fact. Number 4, the Mobile City Council could vote tomorrow on a new tax on vape products. The state now gives municipalities the option of taxing 10 cents per millimeter of vape liquid. That would add up to about 30 cents extra on a typical vape. The city's finance director says the extra revenue would go into the general fund, but is not sure just how much that would bring in each year. Number 3, a custody battle that began in Orange Beach has led to an international kidnapping charge against a mother and the Mexican government refusing to release the little girl to U.S. authorities. 23-year-old Haley Harris arrested in Mexico after taking her 3-year-old daughter there. She had a 48-hour visit with the child who lives with her father in Orange Beach, according to investigators. Harris has been brought back to the U.S. where she was scheduled for a hearing today in Atlanta, but the girl remains in Mexico in foster care. Number 2, Mobile County Sheriff Paul Birch tells News 5 his office has just received an immigrant list from the Department of Homeland Security. The federal government is providing resources to the sheriff's office to track down illegal immigrants. Sheriff Birch says that everyone on this list either has a criminal background or a deportation order, and their last known location was in Mobile County. The sheriff says that's about 90 people on that list. And number 1, sports radio and TV host Paul Feinbaum could be entering politics. During an interview on a podcast today, Feinbaum said he was strongly considering running to represent Alabama in the U.S. Senate. Feinbaum has been reporting on Alabama and SEC sports for almost half a century. If he does enter the election, he'll be in a race that includes Attorney General Steve Marshall and Congressman Barry Moore on the Republican side. They're trying to replace U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville, who is running for governor of Alabama. And there you have it, 5 of our top stories of the day. All right, let's get your input now on the question of the day, which we asked on Friday, this being Monday. And the question was, how soon is too soon to put up Christmas decorations? All right, very good question. Let's see what people have to say. All right, Talina says before Halloween is fair game. Mary says, typically Mom and I go out looking for a Christmas tree after Thanksgiving. Never, according to Savon French. All right, she's all into Christmas. Alan Williams says, day before Christmas and take it down the day after. That might be considered a little Scroogey, I'm not sure. Carol says, before Thanksgiving in my book, just not before Halloween, according to HK. Yeah, I think, it used to be what? Fair game after Thanksgiving, and now maybe we pushed it back to right after Halloween. I'm not sure, but a lot of people have their opinions on that. And boy, we're not even in October yet, but you're seeing it in the stores, aren't you? If you've been out, you've already seen some of the Christmas decorations. All right, we also ask a poll of the day. Here's our poll of the day, hard-hitting question, which is a hot dog a sandwich? Okay, 79% say no, 18% say yes, or about 4-1 there, and I'm with the majority on that one. I think a hot dog is its own separate category, although it's got a bun, right, and there's meat in the middle, so I guess that's what the 18% there are figuring, and can't argue too much with that. All right, go to our Facebook page right now. You can vote on the poll of the day, also our question of the day for tomorrow is, Paul Feinbaum running for Alabama Senate. What are your thoughts? And our poll of the day, should high school football have a mercy rule? And that comes after the ball game we had last Friday. Williamson defeating Murphy 100-0. Now, they do have a running clock rule after halftime, but both coaches have to agree to it. What I understand is that Murphy's coach wanted to play the whole game, figuring, I guess you lose 70-0, 100-0. What's the difference? The Williamson coach saying that he had a lot of his substitutes in the game. However, I did see where one player scored 8 touchdowns, so that means that starter was in the game certainly into the third quarter. So people have a lot of strong opinions on that 100-0 score last week, Williamson and Murphy. Okay, go to our website, our Facebook page, and take part in the question of the day and the poll of the day. Thanks for joining us here. Join us in about 18 minutes for News 5 at 6.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world.